Hey y'all, tonight for dinner we're gonna have breakfast for dinner. So I have my non-stick foil down and I have my biscuits. This is the kind I ended up using. I was actually surprised. They were really good. And this is the sausage that I use. It's so good, you guys. And I was gonna use those hash browns, but the shredded ones were too hard, so I used these instead because they're just easier to unclump. And I have my sausage going and my hash browns. I don't know what I did wrong, you guys, but they turned out like rocks. Granted, I was cooking that at the same time as my sausage and my biscuits, and I was on the phone on an important phone call, so stuff just started burning and getting done at the same time. So it was hard to ladle all of these potatoes out in time whenever it started to burn. So that's what that ended up looking like. And my gravy, I just added a little bit more oil to my pan and then some flour and milk, salt and pepper, and waited for it to thicken up pretty much. Sorry I didn't show step by step. Like I said, it was really hectic in the transition of trying to get this cooked. But anyway, this is what our plate ended up looking. Well, my husband's plate ended up looking like. But it was a very good dinner. Hey y'all, for dinner tonight, last minute I decided to make some pork chops in the crock pot, smothered pork chops. I have 4 boneless pork chops in here, and they're pretty much still frozen. They were frozen solid, but I had to put them in some pretty warm water just to get them off of the little tray thing. So they're like a little defrosted. But anyway, I have some garlic powder. I'm gonna put some of that on there. And the recipe that I'm using doesn't call for pepper, but we like pepper, at least I do. So I'm gonna put a little bit of pepper in there this time. And then over here in my bowl, the recipe calls for pork gravy, but I like brown gravy. I haven't honestly tried pork gravy, so I can't really say how it tastes, but use brown gravy. And then a packet of Lipton onion soup mix. It's not the French onion or anything like that, it's just the regular one. And then a can of chicken broth, which you can use water. I have before and it tastes the same. I mean, this has a little bit more flavor. But anyways, and then some cream of chicken. The recipe calls for a can of a can of cream of chicken / cream of mushroom, like mixed together. But all I have is cream of chicken. I honestly prefer this recipe to be made with cream of mushroom. But I ran out of cream of mushroom soup, so I'm just gonna go ahead and use cream of chicken. And what we will have with this, most likely, is some white rice. And I'm gonna put this on top. And it makes a really good meal, you guys. If you've never tried it, you should. I also do the same recipe just like this with cube steak, like the kind of steak you use for chicken fried steak. And it's good too. I prefer it with pork chops though. This is totally a last minute dinner. I had no idea what I was gonna make. And it's already like 2 o'clock. So I'm gonna have to put this on high. And I'm gonna pour this right on top. It's kind of blurring, sorry. Hang on. I'm gonna get all this goodness out of there in a minute. But anyway, this is whatever, I can't speak. This is what it looks like whenever you put it in the crock pot. And I'm going to put it on high for about 6 hours. It'll probably be done in 4. So right here, I'm just gonna make my rice. I put 1 cup of rice to 2 cups of water, and I put a little bit of butter in there. And I'm also on the side gonna have some corn. I just put that in a bowl with some pepper and salt and some butter. Popped it in the microwave, and this was dinner, and it was delicious. Dinner the next night, we had Mississippi pot roast, mashed potatoes, and rolls. And y'all have seen me make this before. So I decided not to share a video. For dinner, I decided to throw some meatballs in the crock pot, poured the Pioneer Woman's marinara sauce on top, and I cooked that until they were done. And that's what my husband had. He loves meatball subs. I put it in a roll. I would not get these kind of rolls again. And I just put some American cheese on top, and I accidentally burnt it a little bit. But he didn't mind too much. He said it was good. So, since I don't like meatball subs, yes, I know I'm weird, I'm going to make my wings. So, I put flour in a bowl. I don't measure, y'all know this. And I put some salt, pepper, and garlic powder in here. And I just put the amount of seasonings that my heart desired and mixed it all up. I usually just keep it simple, honestly. I know it might not sound that good, but I just usually put salt and pepper, and to me it tastes amazing. But I did decide to add garlic powder. And Tony's would be good in here too. But anyway, I'm just mixing that flour on up. I like to be able to see all those pepper little flakes in there. So it wasn't enough for me apparently, so I added more pepper. But anyways, so here I am, stirring that up. Taking forever. And then in my Ziploc bag over there, I marinated my wings in buttermilk all day long. I started them in the morning, and that just helps tenderize them. So what I'm doing right here is I have my oil heated up, and I'm just breading my chicken wings. I just take it out of the bag straight on and just dip it in there. I don't even shake it off. And I I put it in my oil, and this is what they look like. And see how juicy they are, you guys? I'm telling you, they're delicious. Y'all need to make these. They're very good. I just had mine with some Hawaiian rolls. That's all I had. For dinner this night, I decided to make some baked potatoes. I put the oven on 425, and I rubbed the potatoes down with some olive oil, and I sprinkled them all over with some salt. And I'm going to cook them for 1 hour. And I will say now that they could have cooked another probably 10 more minutes. I had to pop them in the microwave for like 2 or 3 minutes because they were still hard a little bit on the inside, even though I poked it and I thought it was done. But they could have cooked probably 10 more minutes or so, maybe even 15. But they ended up turning out delicious. So this video was taken the night before, but I marinated my steaks. I put the Montreal, however you say it, steak seasoning all over the steaks, front and back. And in this Ziploc bag, I'm actually going to put some of this Olive Garden Italian dressing in here. Again, I don't measure. I just literally made this up on the spot. But I put some of that Italian dressing in there. I put some Worcestershire sauce in there. And then I put a little bit of minced garlic in there just for some more added flavor. And then I put some olive oil. And I went ahead and mixed that all up. And then back to my steaks. This is where I flipped them over and continued with the seasoning on the other side. And I also put some Worcestershire sauce on them. And this is what they look like in the bag, and I put them in the fridge overnight. And this is the next day, whenever I made the baked potatoes. And I just put them in the pan, and I put some more of that steak seasoning on top. And there's my potatoes in the oven. And this is what they look like when they were done. Do not judge. Me and my husband both like well done steaks. Yes, they are a little bit more on the tough side when they're well done, and I agree, but they're really good. I put some A1 steak sauce on the side. See, there was a little bit of pink in there. For dinner tonight, I just threw a whole chicken in the crock pot like I've done before. Y'all have seen me do this recipe before. And I just put some Mrs. Dash lemon pepper seasoning all over the top. If we're being honest, I like the off-brand, I don't even know what it is, the cheapest one you can buy at Walmart, the lemon pepper seasoning. Way better than this. Granted, this has more like different kind of flavors and all that kind of stuff to it, and it's not just straight up lemon pepper, but it's still good. But I do prefer the other stuff better. But anyways, so I put this on high for anywhere from 4 to 6 hours because we're gone. Or I put it on low. No, I put it on high. I lied. My point is, you can put it on low and cook it all day, or you can put it on high and cook it 4 to 6 hours. It's usually done. And this is what it looked like when it was done. I also picked up some A&A bacon and onion potatoes for the side. Thank y'all for watching. Hope y'all enjoyed.